I'm muted. Sorry about that, guys. I wonder how that happened. I was probably muted. I did a stream earlier on Twitch, just letting people know that I was actually streaming on YouTube. I think I was probably muted when I did that as well. I must have accidentally hit the shortcut key or something. Let's have a look. What's the shortcut key for that? I should rebind mute because that's not something I ever use. Control tab. Oh, I did actually mute that before. That was probably... Okay. I actually did that when I was streaming on YouTube, so that's fine. Well, it's not fine being muted, but I know how I did it. The problem is that I should probably rebind that to something completely different, which I might do now. How do we rebind that? Something that I'm unlikely to actually ever press. Let's go Control plus. Yeah, was the shortcut key that I have for Blueprint Footprint is actually very close to the shortcut for the mute. And I think I might have accidentally pressed it. Okay, so then it's 10 wagons length. Yeah, unfortunately they actually removed the feed in Twitch, so you can't actually just do a post anymore on Twitch. It's kind of ironic. Twitch got rid of that option and YouTube introduced it. So make of that what you will. Did I keep those? Oh, I didn't even pull them up. They're still up there. The cargo wagons. Yeah, I did a test for a couple of hours a few days ago, and also for an hour or so this morning on my internet connection. And I'm getting very infrequent dropouts and very, very short dropouts too of my internet connection. I said probably the sort of dropouts that my ISP is probably not going to want to bother actually investigating. So I think being a streamer is a use case that they probably don't even cover for their internet. And that's probably the only time where you really need constant internet connection to the degree of you can't really even afford to have a second disconnection. But yeah, I basically just ran pings to several different addresses, including my router and modem and a few other things on the internet as well, just to see where the disconnect was happening. And like doing a ping every second, probably about once an hour, there's a dropout for about a second. Probably half an hour to an hour. But yeah, it's pretty infrequent, and it's always only every a second or two at most. The advantage with YouTube is it actually handles those very brief dropouts a lot better than Twitch does. That actually means this one down here should be a chain. Probably don't need a lot of stacking positions for this station anyway, because I don't know if I'm going to be running a huge number, but let's go 4 for now. Let's also call the builder train back because we're going to need that in a second. 1, 2, 1 more. Correct? I think it is. I think we can still put the chain signals between these. I think regardless of if I continue doing Factorio streams on YouTube, I'm probably going to do some other game streams on YouTube for some of the other games I play. I was actually thinking of going through and doing the story mode in The Long Dark because there's a new chapter that's been released. Got 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Build the trains back out here. I actually didn't need that much landfill in the end with this design. Less than I thought we'd actually need. Although we may have to get a few extra train loads of materials to actually finish off the outpost. We also need to leave room for... That's the inputs and outputs. Do we assume 4 stacking positions is going to be enough for this? It's probably going to come down to spacing, I think, more than anything. So if we get the output for this connected up, that'll tell us where we need to have the T-junction. Oh, we can't do the splits between those. Oh, I don't think it matters. I've got these too close together. Too close. Yeah. I can't really split up the horizontal sections here. That would mean that the T-junction needs to be right there. Manual. Connect up to the stacker. Yeah, then we need a little bit more landfill to get the exit line connected up as well. Probably didn't need... Oh, just so it doesn't look too weird, we'll actually make this go out here instead. A few singles on that. It doesn't really matter too much. I think, yeah, then we can actually park this train in here. And what iron are we up to? I think it's like 8 or 9, something like that. So we can probably just go rename. Iron 9. And what we'll also do, I think, is for most of this actually just let the logistics network build it. So we need to, what did I just pull out? Night vision. Yeah, because my batteries I think are going to run down very quickly if we try and build this manually. Well, with my own personal robots. Didn't actually need all that landfill in the end. We actually got away with the small amount of landfill that I had in my inventory. Which I'm a little bit surprised by. Actually, we might just clean up this edge down the bottom corner before we finish with a landfill. we're going to run this line up further and across, then we're going to do an artillery outpost right in there, I think. This outpost is going to end up producing a lot of pollution. So let's go this guy again. And the mining as well. This is quite a distance away, so we'll probably try at least 3 trains straight away. We might actually increase it to more than 3 trains. Hopefully this is one enough. We may need to go back to the blueprinting design for this mining setup as well at some point, because I think we're probably going to run across ore patches that are bigger than what this can actually cover. And we need power as well. We'll reach across here. Let's see if we can do this just with the absolute bare minimum. So give it construction robots and give it stuff, give it things. What does it need? Pretty much lots of everything. Let's build from the inside out there. Let's go for roboports first. Again, I think we're going to have to go get more roboports pretty much straight away. This train's not really set up for building outposts of this size. And power stuff as well, we'll probably need. Let's give it substations. Let's give it medium electric poles as well. We're definitely going to need to get some chests as well. Inserters is really low. There's got to be something wrong with inserter production. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and sort that out, I think, actually, because there is like no inserters in this train. It's actually just been through the builder depot as well. We'll dump off what we've got. Yeah, that's nowhere near enough. And also we're going to have to put in some substations here. There's still substations to power these roboports. And what are we missing? Pretty much everything. Okay, we'll dump in what we've got. I don't think a lot of this is going to be able to be built. It's powering up. Is that just out of range? No, that's in range. There's no connection to the power though, so we do. Connection here somewhere. We're probably out of roboports as well, are we? Don't think we've got any left in the train. Nope. Okay. We're gonna have to go back. We'll go back and we'll have a look to see what's going on with the inserters as well. What's the iron looking like in the factory at the moment? Not good. it's varying quite a bit, which we don't want. We want it basically to be solid all the time. It's probably resulting in science moving around a bit as well. Yeah. You can see where the 1200 science is. That's where we're currently aiming for. Factory does do it. It's just a matter of getting the resources in that we need. We connected up an oil outpost a few streams ago. This one down here. So yeah, that's actually full of oil. We might actually be able to run a second train to that one as well. Considering it's just a brand new patch of oil, there's plenty of oil to actually give out there. Ooh, we're having power issues. It's been so long to even... That might be affecting production as well, actually, the lack of power. We'll have a look at that as well. Inserteroonies. Where are the inserters going? Yeah. It looks like I might have just accidentally killed that request. Yeah, for some reason. Weird. I might have been using inserters for something else at some point and I wanted to actually stop this train from receiving them, probably is what happened, I think. So 50 is 500. Okay, so that's not a problem. Might be worth having a quick look through the train to see if there are any issues. Landfill, not happening because we don't have any requests to chests out here. Passive provider chests, I mean. Ooh, do we want to do it that way? Yeah, I think that's fine. Because the logic controlling these inserters is actually before them, so it should be okay. Landfill sorted. Power. Power. Well. Are we having issues? Nope. Everything is running. Crazy. Okay. Time for another set of nuclear reactors. I didn't think it would happen so soon, but yeah. Surprising. Well, let's just do a quick little bit of math here. It's 1.2 gigawatts per set of 8, and we have 6. So that's what, 7.2. And what is our power saying? It was like 6 point something in the high 6s, I think. 6.7. It might be worth going out to nuclear power quickly and just doing... Well, let's have a quick look at the reactors. Are they all glowing? All the reactors are glowing. Yeah, all the reactors are glowing, so everything's on. I think everything's producing steam. No problems there. I think we just need another reactor. Which is crazy. Okay, we'll do that before we do anything else, but that's really affects everything else we try and do. Although, I think we'll finish doing the outpost first, so we don't get too sidetracked. It's probably not going to be fully functional because of the lack of power, and we're going to be draining so much more power when we connect this up, but that's fine, we'll still complete this one first. Again, I think we're still going to need a few extra trips with this train as well. Modules is good. Yeah, that's fine. Let's head back out there. Yeah, we'll get outpost finished and then we'll go add another reactor. Maybe we should do 2 reactors because we're already short on power and we haven't even gotten this large outpost connected up yet. Anytime there's a power issue, double it, yeah. I should probably start stockpiling reactors and maybe even making a train for building these. If I'm going to be doubling the factory, like I said the other day, I'm looking at the UPS and I'm basically producing more science than I did in my previous factory, which was coming down to about 40 UPS. So this is still solid at 60, which tells me we're going to keep on expanding. We'll see if we could handle doubling. But yeah, it seems pretty solid at 60 at the moment, so I think we should be able to at least double what we've got here. I wonder if there's any space left on the nuclear train for things and stuff. Nuclear train comes in here. I don't. Oh no! You know what? I think I already do actually have wagons. I was thinking what I should do is add all the parts I need to build the nuclear power plants into the train that's transporting uranium. And I look at this and I think, oh, I think I've already done that. Where is that train? Yeah, and these back cargo wagons, I think I've got most of the parts I need. So we could always, even if it's got the capacity to build one set of nuclear power plants, that's all we need, but then we can send it back for a refill pretty easily. But let's finish this first. What do we need most of? I kind of want to get the logistics stuff in first. It'll make building the rest of it a little bit quicker. Is that it for reals? Is that already gone through all of them? Don't tell me. That's... How many did we actually end up using in this? How many roboports? 50 per one of those. That's 100 plus the ones that are actually up here as well. There's not that many up the top there. Maybe 120, 130 at most. And this only stacks to 10, doesn't it? I think that's the problem. I really don't have anywhere near enough roboports for these really big outposts. I think what I'll need to do is, at some point, it might actually have to wait until version 17, but at some point I'm going to go through and actually do a blueprint on one of these more distant outposts, the ones that are really big, and get a new total of resources. It's actually going to be tricky having a general building train, I think, if I want to keep it at 8 wagons long, which I do. So we may have to split up the trains a little bit more. The builder trains, have particular builder trains for particular purposes. But you can always, call multiple trains out to a single station, so it still works okay. Let's dump in what we can, I suppose. It's going to need a bunch of these. It's going to need many of these. Beacons. Is it still asking for mediums? No. Inserters. Oh, do I have trash on that? I do. Do you have an empty requester next to the fuel canisters? Empty requester next to the fuel canisters. Let's switch this to manual so we can actually see it parked in position. The first 3 wagons are just bringing in the uranium ore for processing. This is a... Oh, I know what's going on there. Thanks for pointing that out, actually, Zeke. Because yeah, that's I need to put a pump back in there. That's something I missed when I moved the stations over. This is actually supposed to be loading up sulfuric acid. Just goes to show how little sulfuric acid and what a small amount of uranium ore you can get away with in the late game in this current version of Factorio. This has been running for probably a couple of hours at least, and there is still sulfuric acid unused, and there hasn't been any loaded in for quite some time, so we're really not digging up that much extra uranium at this point. Yeah, but this has got all the stuff we need for doing the nuclear power plants, plus some extra landfill as well. Yeah, we'll head back in. That's the sulfuric acid. Not that important. Oh, the active provider on spent canisters, yeah. I think I've got recycling set up for those as well, so that's another reason why we... With Covarex enrichment and fuel canister recycling, at a certain point you just don't really use that much more new uranium. How are we going here? Oh, we still need a bunch of stuff. Furnaces. You know what I could probably get rid of? On this train? This wagon right here. Never going to use it. So, yeah, if we need more stuff, we might actually do a shuffle of a number of roboports. Put roboports across into this wagon, perhaps. Furnaces is what I wanted to grab. And speed modules. Productivities. Go in there, please. And still need more efficiencies. We'll have to get a refill on that. Oh, I've got trash on that as well. Actually, that's one way of putting stuff into the logistics network for building, isn't it? If you just put stuff in your trash. It goes because construction robots pick it up. There you go, I didn't realise that. Huh. Construction robots can pick up stuff from your trash slots. I always thought that was a job for logistics robots. I suppose the trash slots are just essentially treated as active providers. They're probably like, your trash slots are the highest priority active providers, I guess. Which means basically anything can access it. Cool. I wish there was a way to actually... My request for user interface changes is, can we please have trash slots on the bottom of the character inventory when you're looking at other inventories? And how much are we still missing? A lot of chests still. Still missing beacons. I think I put all the beacons we had in there as well. Pretty sure, yeah. Time for another refill, I think. Did I bring out constant combinators? Yes. Actually, I already had one. We can just do that. What else do we need? More buffer chests. They're all gone, so that's a refill. What you could actually do for this is actually set up a builder's station. So have inserters that grab all of these items and fill up chests. passive provider chests, so you probably do it over on this side instead. And dump the entire contents of the train into those passive provider chests, and then have a thing when you leave where it actually... do I want to experiment with that now? I think I do. Although we're pretty close to the end of this one, we might actually hold off for the next outpost before we do that. Yeah, I think we're pretty close to the end here. Yeah, you'd have a blueprint for a train station where it dumps the contents of the wagons into chests, and then you have another blueprint where it just... Or you could probably just spin the inserters around and reinsert the unused items. You could probably actually limit the chests in such a way as that you could actually have the train go back for a refill and come back again and not continually dump out items as well. Yeah, anyway, we'll finish this one off first. And then it'll be... Oh, the power's actually suddenly doing better, which tells me science is not doing so well. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness. Yeah, not doing very well at all. A lot of missing iron. And I'm guessing probably a lot of missing copper. It's just not obvious at the moment because we don't have the iron coming in. Yeah, at a certain point it should stabilise though. We're still doing mining productivity research, which is actually pretty high now. So we're currently getting... Currently getting 420 mining productivity. So for every one piece that's in the ground, we're getting 4.2 pieces for free. Intermittent issues. I think ore is typically an intermittent issue, I think. At different expansion levels of the factory. You tend to hit plateaus where we end up not doing as much expansion. And as you research different, like more levels of mining productivity, if you're not actually expanding the factory and you're researching mining productivity, at a certain point it sort of levels out and you don't really need to add that many more new outposts, only very rarely. Actually, this should leave as soon as it's full. I've got my doubts whether it's actually going to fill up. Probably 1,000 mining drills. Okay. And filled up. Yeah, with the higher bitrate that I'm actually streaming at now, I can probably leave even the actual train view, and it shouldn't be too much of a blockiness when it actually streams. Should be, I mean, at least on 1080p, and also the higher bitrate as well. Not high bitrate, higher frame rate. I'm actually streaming at 1080p, 60 FPS now. Which is something that I could never do on Twitch. So actually, to get the picture quality to the point that it's actually watchable, you'd have to use a bitrate that 90% of the viewing public really wouldn't want to actually download at that rate. So I think YouTube maxes out at like 6,000 kilobits per second. So even though I'm sending them 15 megabits, they're actually encoding for the lower bitrate at 1080p. Okay, what do we have missing still? Oh, that's... Nope, that's fine. More beacons still. How many beacons do you want? Let's actually call trash train out here. Did I not put enough speed modules in there? Apparently not. When objects... Okay. We are done. Apart from logistics robots. And a little bit of cleanup. We'll do that while we wait for the trash train to come out here, I suppose. Calling the trash train out, it's also a good test of the... train stacker. Which will probably clear out most of these electric poles as well. Excellent. Actually, all these chests as well. Let's grab all the robots from here. We'll send it back. I'm not going to put them in just yet. We're going to send this back for a refill as well, because I think we're going to need more than that in terms of robots. I think I've got like a few thousand in the other outpost. Actually, we can probably check that from here. This is double the size, but this one we've got... I could probably pull 1,000 out of this one, so 3,000, so 1,500 to 2,000 probably in this outpost. Logistics robots. Whoops. Oh, that's the trash train. Whew. For a second I thought the trash train had disappeared. Yeah, let's park you around the corner here. Actually, we probably don't have logistics coverage around here, do we? No. Just put that in temporarily. Because what I want to do is... going to get a storage warning here, I'm pretty sure. We need to actually put some... we need to change these requests temporarily. Actually, why is this not mining? Why is this not smelting? Opposite, I don't have any logistics robots. Yeah, if I put logistics robots in, that's the problem. The way I've got this set up. I want to transport this stuff. I might just have to do it manually. So I don't need this. So if I put logistics robots in to actually transport the stuff across, they'll actually start the outpost, which I don't want to do just yet. What else can we get rid of here? There's not that much in those chests, so that's not too bad. Okay. We should be getting the builder train back here in a second. Still filling up. Looks like... What is that? Actually, that's probably a better way to check that. Let's go map. Oh, it's robots. Lacking robots. We'll get it started with what it's got, I suppose. Actually, we're probably ready just to turn this on now, I think. Just check to make sure everything's powered up. We'll just rearrange these a little bit. And I think we're ready to go. Again, this is going to absolutely cripple the power in the base, I think. And I think we are ready to go. We'll go do the power next. How close are we to alien territory? I think we actually need to get the artillery train set up out here first before we do the power. Because I think we're close enough here that we're going to start hitting pollution issues pretty soon now. So we'll do that next. That was only 350 robots. Oh my god. Oh, there's actually more in my inventory. How many do we have now? I think probably another 1,000 still. And let's also get a couple of trains set up, I suppose. Might be worthwhile. At least 2. Let's go. Well, we've got enough for 2. No, we don't. Did I get all the wagons? Because it's 16. I didn't have any wagons on me. I actually dumped them out into trash. Damn it. Get it as much set up as we can. And... Line 9. Inventory full. I think I've got inactivity 2 and then time passed as the conditions on these. And then the same thing but just empty on the other end. Inactivity, time passed. Nothing too complicated. That'll be fine. Then we'll just lock down these as well. Yeah, this is just in case these trains park at a station where they're not supposed to. Not supposed to be. They can't actually load up anything other than iron plate. Put some fuel. And we should be right to go. Probably not going to fill up though, but oh, maybe it will. We'll probably just call the builder train back 80 because I don't think it's going to fill up on robots. We'll have a quick look on the map, actually see how many robots it's got. Robots 180. Yeah, they get fuel over here, which is a little bit patched together now after the expansion, but it still works pretty well. I've actually got a position in the oil stations in the depot where there's fuel getting offloaded, and it gets passed via a belt through the stations, and you can see the fueling chest there that runs all the way over there, around the back, and then across the back for the rear locomotive as well. There's just a train that pulls into these oil outposts every now and then and dumps off a bunch more fuel. The nice thing about the nuclear fuel is it does last pretty much forever, although there is a surprisingly small amount of nuclear fuel in that. I might need to check that because that's kind of low, isn't it? We're not manufacturing nuclear fuel anymore. It's been so long since I've checked. That's that. Nuclear fuel. Yeah, might not actually be making any nuclear fuel. That's uranium refining, that's Covarex enrichment. It's artillery shells. Oh, we are, right here. I was looking for assemblers, but yeah, they're made in centrifuges. Yeah, we've got plenty of nuclear fuel, that's not a problem. Yeah, that's enough waiting. I need the train back out here so I can finish off these iron trains. We should better do 3. We'll do 3 here to start off with. I still want to leave most of the iron trains on this outpost. See if we can get this one cleaned out. At some point we'll need to go out there and actually shift those roboports in the middle as well. There's actually a chance that some of these early outposts that I set up are probably almost cleared out now as well. They're getting there. Here it comes. Considering how big the train network is, I'm pretty happy with how quickly things move. That's one nice thing about having the main line set up so that there's no stops on the main line. The trains should never ever stop on the main line, they should always be moving at full speed. So if I actually call a train out from the factory, even though we're a long way away, it does actually get here pretty quickly. We want to dump off some extra robots, I think, although it says we're meeting demand. Is that so? It might be because these chests are filling up. I should also limit these. Although that's actually fine. I'm doing averaging on these, so it's actually fine to have these unlimited. Because all these chests should have the exact same amount of ore in them. Iron plate. That's fine. Yeah, I don't think we actually need to add in more robots here, so we'll just do the trains instead. I can remember which wagon has the trains in it. I'll have to grab some fuel as well. Which I probably don't have stored in this train because it's crappy stack sizes, so... Actually, how much fuel does this train have left? Let's only take 2, because I think it's going to use one pretty soon. Well, not super soon, but I'll take 2 from this one as well. It does last quite a long time, nuclear fuel. This one's just about ready to go, I think. Let's make sure all the wagons are locked. I just realised this locomotive is facing the wrong direction as well. Automatic. There was still some iron left in that train, which is a little bit worrying. But yeah, these chests here should stay averaged, pretty much. Actually, I just realised we need to call the builder train back out here. We might actually ride it back out here. We'll go back into base, then we'll ride the builder train back out here. Still robots free. I just had a quick look as I left there. There was still robots free. Yeah. We can keep an eye on that though, because we're going to be in the area for a little while. I need to actually extend this line out, and we're going to do a train line across here, up to here. We're going to build an artillery outpost and clear out a bit of this area as well, because this pollution cloud is already a problem. So we're probably going to get attacks here pretty soon. I would be surprised if we can get back out there before there's an attack, to be honest. But that pollution cloud is actually increasing faster than I thought it would. We could probably be cheeky here and actually do a quick pathing check. Paths. See, yes indeed. Yeah, we're going to get attacks here pretty soon, I think. Build the depot. Go. Oh. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I just realised that's not going to work because I'm not in the right position. Not in the right position in the stacker. That's one thing about the way I've got the stacker set up now, is there is actually certain positions that trains have to use to get to certain locations. It actually makes it perform a little bit better, but it basically means I can't get to any location from any position in the stacker. There's particular locations I can get to. Have to be super careful running through here. Just waiting for a green light, I think. Can you not go through now? What are you waiting for, dude? I suppose it can't back up. Okay. Actually, I just realised something as well. I don't need to take trains. I'm so used to taking trains to the service station, but I don't need to anymore because they're like right next to the factory. Was I going to change something with this builder train? I can't even remember now. I was going to do something, and I can't remember what it was. We probably need to put a radar in there. Not sure. Okay. We're just going to be building an artillery outpost. We'll put some basic defences in here for a little while, just to be safe. Oh yeah, solar farm stuff. That'll be later on. I won't do that right now. That's, yeah. Make more room for more robot ports. We'll do that before we do the next artillery, the next ore outpost. We'll do that. We'll go through and actually fix that wagon up. I hope the stream's actually been completely uninterrupted today as well. I have no drop frames so far. Yeah, getting out to this location is slightly quicker than getting back, but to get back we have to come through the interchange here, which can slow trains down a little bit. With the high, super high bitrate that I'm streaming at now, I wonder if I'm going to get any issues from my ISP about all the extra upload. I'm like streaming at 3 times the bitrate now. Let's put down the radar first. Somewhere, anywhere. Maybe a couple of them. Put one. And one up the top as well. What I'm going to do, I don't think I've got a blueprint for it anymore. I'm going to install just a generic defensive wall. I might have saved it in one of my books. Maybe not, because it's a pretty easy thing to rebuild. Let's have a look. No, okay, yeah, we'll just do a quick defensive wall here. Actually, just a roll laser turrets is all we really need. What sort of spacing can we get away with? I've actually upgraded the damage on the laser turrets, so maybe that'll be enough. I suppose we can put a wall in. We've got some walls in the train. I don't actually know how likely it is that we're going to get alien attacks in this area. Get rid of that. Random robot flying off into the ocean there for some reason. With a fish. Oh, I did a deconstruct on the water. Okay. It's a defensive wall blueprint that I just did like 5 seconds ago. I guess we'll put a storage chest. Actually, no, we'll just pick that robot up. We shouldn't really have storage at these locations. Although, if I've got construction robots here, it is probably justified having a storage chest as well. Put it right there. Go train. Am I in the train? No, I'm not. This is possibly the most convoluted way to get out here. We'll just make a gap there. It's actually, this doesn't actually work because I think I'll probably have to include, let's do it while we think about it. We need to include laser turrets with this because as the bugs path into this outpost, they're going to attack whatever's in their way, which includes sections of rail. So we'll make another blueprint of this. Which one of these can we get rid of? And we'll go, include landfill in it. Just go straight across the water. Yeah, a little bit further over still. We want to get right into this position in here. We might have to run up quickly and do a little bit of clearing before we go up there, because the islands are pretty close to that location. And how are we going for laser turrets as well? We should have enough to, I think, do the outpost as well. Almost there. Actually, let's check. Talking about aliens. Let's equip the atomic bomb. Quick little bit of clearing out here. So like right in here is where I want to put the artillery outpost. How close are we? Yeah, I think we can get away with like right there. And actually we'll grab a few extra rails. And we might as well use the version that has the laser turrets in it, I suppose. And we are done. That was pretty easy. Artillery outpost 6 or 7 I think we're up to now. 7. There's actually a few that we're not really using, but I've just left them installed. They're not particularly expensive to install, and we do tend to get aliens pathing to them for quite some time afterwards, so I think we'll leave them installed until we're absolutely certain we don't need them anymore. I think that'll do. So yeah, we need some of these, some of those. Let's go quite a U. Let's call the trash train ahead. There's a little bit of stuff I want to get rid of. Give that the head start, and then we'll send the artillery depot train outpost. We'll go inventory empty or inactivity 5 seconds. As my cat says hello. We're going to get some cat noises here in a second. He's up on the desk. What do you want, cat? Oh, yeah, it is too. What caused that? My cat did it. Why is there a lack of fuel cells out there? Okay, we can let the artillery train do its thing without worrying too much. Though we do need to worry because obviously if there's no power, the trash train's going to block it for now, which will actually, that's fine. Let's quickly head back in and find out what's going on with the nuclear power. That's a problem. Let's go to uranium depot. We do need to install another reactor, set of reactors, but yeah, we'll leave the trash train parked in there until we've sorted the power out, because I don't want aliens pathing in here until we've got at least some power coming through. We're probably just left with whatever power was in the fuel cells before. Did I kill the nuclear train, perhaps? Oh no, I know exactly what I did. No, this is an easy fix. This is an easy fix. I put this on manual. I didn't change it back to automatic. Please go to nuclear power as quickly as you can, train. We'll probably have to actually go out there and manually load stuff. So let's say go to nuclear power instead, please, if you can. There's probably no really quick way for it to get out there is the problem. That's what we're going to do. We're going to switch you to manual. I'm going to pick that up. Whereabouts is nuclear power? It's actually going to be quicker just to run over here, I think. That's the problem with this factory, is that it consumes resources so quickly that if anything's disconnected even for a brief period of time, it can cause pretty serious issues. I think we can get out there from this location. Let's grab... Well, I just realised we need to actually make sure that the nuclear train stays out there as well. Nuclear manual, because if it leaves, it won't unload any of the fuel cells that it's got. Nuke. Good. Yeah. What can we do? I think what we'll do is we'll actually change this, give us a little bit more time to sort out problems. And we only really need to get a couple of these up and running, I think. Should restart the entire process. Depending on how much they've cooled down, which it doesn't look like they haven't cooled down the whole way, so we've got a little bit of heat left in them. Yeah, that's already restarting, I don't need to do any more. I think my cat might be hungry. You hungry? We might have to stop and give him some food. We're going to have a short break here, actually. Nuclear power's starting back up. Everything's powered back up again. Yeah, we'll have a short break, and then we'll come back and we'll get the artillery clearing out this area. But I'll be back in a minute.